few years ago, I hosted a show on the Discovery Channel about food. It was really interesting. We traveled around. We went to Chicago for Chicago deep dish pizza, went to Battle Creek, Michigan for cereals, and we even investigated meat. We went to chicken farms. We went to an abattoir where I saw cows walking up what they called the gateway to heaven. At least that's what the workers called it. And they came out the other end of the abattoir as steaks and hamburgers. I gotta tell you, it was somewhat disturbing. I didn't always like what I saw, the way that animals were being processed into food. It kind of stopped me eating meat for a couple hours. The thing is, unfortunately, that meat tastes good. We know that there are all kinds of issues with meat. But anyway, I didn't think much about that until 2013, when word came from the Netherlands that a researcher had made a hamburger and it did not come directly from a cow. It came from cultured cells that were originally taken from the cow, but these cells were grown into meat in the laboratory. It made headlines, especially because that hamburger was valued at $325,000. A little bit steep. Well, we've come a long way since then. In fact, just a couple of years ago in Singapore, cultured meat or cell-grown meat, as it is being called, was introduced in a restaurant. Now, by this time, techniques had been worked out on how to grow meat more effectively from cells, but still very, very expensive and takes a long time. So it was being sold really at a loss. But the restaurant just wanted to bring some attention, I guess, to itself and also to this whole issue of cultured meat. Well, it seems that it is now taking off. There's a restaurant in Israel that is serving it, and the U.S. has just approved cultured meat as well. There's been some debate about, how it should be called. Laboratory grown, that doesn't seem too good. People would be scared of that one. And it seems that they are now focusing in on cell-cultivated meat. That is what is going to fly. It's not going to fly with everyone. Some people still refer to it as frankenfood. The fact is that it is proper meat. It is grown from regular cells. There's no genetic modification involved. And I'm not concerned about the safety of it at all. And indeed, it could be beneficial because you know that animal agriculture is not an environmentally friendly business. It takes a lot of energy to grow the animals and to grow the crops that are needed to feed the animals. So it certainly is worthwhile to explore this cell-cultivated meat further. Whether it's ever going to become really widely available is hard to say because it is still very difficult to follow through with this process. You need these huge culture vessels, and right now they're not really available. So, it's not going to become competitive with regular meat. But there's another issue with this. We talk about it in terms of environmental benefits, and there certainly will be some. But why not just focus on eating fruits and vegetables? And they can have as much protein as meat. You can have a perfectly good diet. Now, I don't say that we should eat no meat at all. In fact, as I said, I'm not opposed to cultured meat at all. I would be happy to eat it if it were available. This isn't really cultured meat because it's not available in Canada yet. But if it were available, I would have no qualms about eating it. I don't think that it's a safety problem. I think there may be an issue in producing high quantities of it. But I'm looking forward to giving a bite into cell-cultivated meat. I hope it tastes as good as this hamburger that I made.